Hey guys, who are you?
I'm David Goldstein.
And you are?
I'm Scott Dataplane from Arsenal.
From Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm also from Arsenal.
Yeah, you're also from Arsenal. What do you have in stock?
Okay, what we're showing today is Arsenale Dataplane, which is our reporting and analytics plugin for Jira. So it's designed for non-technical project managers and product managers to be able to easily access reports and get the information and metrics they need from their Jira instance without having to learn programming, without having to learn BI keywords. Anyone who can use Jira can use Dataplane to get the reports and the data that they need.
Awesome. On his shirt, something else is printed. What is it?
Right, so this is our other product, Arsenal Lockpoint. I assume that's what you're referring
Yeah,
to.
that's what. I didn't see anything else on his shirt, but...
And Lockpoint is a product that we've had out for Confluence for, I think, 3 years now. And it's actually one of the most successful add-ons for Confluence out there in the ecosystem. And widely used by thousands of development teams worldwide. And what Lockpoint is basically check-in and check-out of attachments within Confluence.
And why do we need that?
There are a number of key cases where it's really critical to have that capability. One that we run into all the time with customers is customers who are transitioning their teams from SharePoint over to Confluence and are used to...
And they have that already there somehow?
SharePoint is based on a locking mechanism for modifying documents, and for users coming from SharePoint, Confluence is like the Wild West, where
everyone can do anything at the same time.
And so Lockpoint introduces some measure of control where you can check out a document so that you're the only one who can make changes, and then when you're done, you check that back in so that others can take over and follow up on your edits.
And actually, Lockpoint is so cool that we introduced it in our Linchpin suite.
That's
so
right.
if some of our bigger customers does a social internet with us, we kind of forced them to buy that. So if you didn't know Lockpoint, please check it out and find out. So, Scott, will you show us around a little about what you did? This is actually a Confluence page that I see, right?
This is actually a Jira page, although you can embed Dataplane gadgets in Confluence as well. So we're looking at a set of standard Jira dashboard gadgets, which contain...
It's looking so similar, and you showed me the Confluence page before, yeah?
Correct, and we can also look at what does a Confluence page look like at the same time, which contains the same Jira dashboard gadgets accessible from within Confluence. And everything you see here is interactive, so you can also drill down straight from Confluence to see
into Jira
beside that.
Yeah, awesome.
And we can press the button and it'll take us straight to the Jira Issue Navigator. Most of the reporting in Dataplane is done through the Dataplane Reports menu, where you can access the directory of the dozens of built-in reports that come with the product, and you can see that we have many. You can also drill down by category so that you can more easily find the report that you want.
Oh,
we can
awesome.
quickly create a report by any non-technical user. You don't need to know how to use the report, build a product. You can just say, I want to report on issues from the support project and the orders project together, and report every month for the last 12 months of those issues.
Okay.
And press the run report button.
That's
and
easy.
We're done. So that's easy.
And that's fast also.
Yeah, and suppose we want to get more information. We want to see, well, who was assigned these issues? We can add easily assignee and press run report again, and we're done. We can see that David had this many issues and Scott had that many issues all over that.
Why didn't I look at that earlier? That's amazing.
Because you needed to.
Cool.
Right.
So now I'm kind of struck and have to think of new questions. One thing that if we were hit by one of those nerve things, I think they're trying to hit us while we record that. So we'll just ignore that then.
Yeah.
Okay, can you open up the report section where you could see all the reports that you have? So this is a lot of stuff, right? So what does Jira give me in the standard without Dataplane, and what is new? Can you decipher? Is it like half?
Jira
or?
gives you -3 reports approximately with the package. There aren't that many in Jira itself, and they're pretty restricted.
Okay. So 3 are already in Jira.
-3.
Okay.
That's about no. Well, what you see here is entirely within Dataplane. So these are not standard Jira reports. These are all accessible within the Jira report or the Dataplane report directory. And what we have here are reports that we can customize, and even better is that we can save them and do things with them. So if we look back to the report that we had generated before, where we have orders
That's
and
pretty
support
straightforward, right?
and assignee, and we can just segment by multiple things, so by assignee and reporter. And we can run that report and see some interesting information. Very colorful in this case. If we like this report, we can say, I'm going to save that as test report by assignee.
There's the next one.
And this report is now instantly accessible in the reports directory. So we can click on my reports and we can see that I created this report. I can run it again with one click. But also all
Do you cache that? Because it's so incredibly fast. I don't know that from Jira.
Right. So when you install Dataplane, it is one button installation. So you click Build Index, and it goes and creates an index of all the historical information in Jira, which we then use to quickly produce those reports, which is based on your real-time data. So every time you change an issue in Jira, Dataplane tracks that. You don't have to wait 10 minutes for an ETL. You don't have to wait for something to sync up. It's always there, and it's always automatic.
So this is a standard marketplace plugin, right?
Correct.
I can download it, I can use it for free for 30 days, and then I can decide whether I want to buy or not.
Exactly.
So we don't have to deal with all reports. Are you going to show us like 2 or 3 reports that are your Big Mac, that people are delighted the most with, or
Sure.
is there any highlights, personal favorite that you want to, like, so that people find out, okay, what I understand is this is reporting in Jira better than the standard can do, right?
Okay.
So how, what's the use case? When do I use it most often?
Okay, so there's one of the things that people like to see are transition information. So Jira has a lot of things related to status issues, enter and leave statuses, but the tools for reporting in those in Jira are pretty limited. You have created versus resolved, and that's more or less it. So one thing we did was we built a better created versus resolved. People have statuses, but people often have statuses that aren't necessarily singular. You might have resolved and closed, which are sort of the same thing from a reporting point of view, or you might have issues going into QA and issues leaving QA. So we built, for example, a better report.
So you want to identify bottlenecks, or where does it take along to be processed?
In processes that are customized to the way that you have implemented things in Jira.
So in this report, we've said that, hey, we have statuses that are open and in progress. Those are pretty much the same thing. So we're going to lump them together. We want to see issues entering those statuses, and we also want to see when issues exit those to resolve or close, which are also the same in my company's workflow. So we can run that report on a combination of multiple projects if we want to, and then again, just.
And I see this JQL tab, so you would also allow me to insert my own JQL if I'm tech savvy and know how to do that?
Exactly. So
awesome.
Dataplane works with JQL. It respects all of your Jira project permissions. There's no separate model of data in Dataplane because we are built for Jira. So all of your project permissions, your issue level security, Dataplane respects, and there's no worries about people having to see data that they shouldn't because we're built, again, as a native Jira plugin for Jira with that in mind. So we have plenty of other reports related to transitions that people like a lot. We have time from status to status. I want to see how long it took on average issues to go from open to closed in our orders project and our support project, and based on the assignee. In this
By the way, can you give me the sample data when I just test it out, or is it just like your real data that I'm looking at, or?
So this is our sample data set. It's a snapshot of our production system, but anonymized with random text and things like that. So you're seeing information that would come from an actual Jira system.
Yeah, but maybe it's even better if I have my own system and
so
look at that.
What we recommend for testing is that you use your staging system and install Dataplane there.
Yeah.
So a sample set of data works, but you really want to see, I want to see my projects, I want to see my custom fields. It's not
based
so
on
good.
my workflow.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
No set of statuses.
Yeah, I fully agree. So, okay, let's end that here. Why do I want to install Arsenale Lockpoint? The first thing that David explained. What's the main reason, if I'm out there thinking of, why should I install that?
Right. Well, you have a lot of users who are migrating possibly from SharePoint, but you're using attachments in Confluence for files that you can't edit in the wiki page. You have Office documents, you have spreadsheets, you have PowerPoint things. You really can't work in those within Confluence because you can't edit them in the page. And if you have multiple people working on the same document, you have the problem of what if what happens if two people are editing the same file at the same time? In Confluence, you try to edit one document, whoever uploads it last overwrites the changes of the first person. So there's no control, and you can lose information. It'll be stored in the Confluence version history, but you have no idea that this overwrite even happened because there's no tracking of that.
I think you don't know what has actually changed.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So Lockpoint allows users to check out documents for exclusive access. There's no worries about other people getting access to the document because it will say this document is locked by Scott, and they can't upload it, they can't change it until that person relinquishes access. And for Office documents, we make it really easy. There's a button that's called Edit in Office. You click that button, and your document is automatically locked. Your Office application is opened, you edit the document, and you save changes like you would normally, and it's saved back to Confluence and unlocked.
Okay.
So if there's no conflicts, it's very smooth. If David has the document open at the same time, it'll say, oh, that document.
Do you have that with presidential elections when time runs out and it's not even? Because your answer is going to be shorter. Okay. Sorry for interrupting. Confluence, attachments, only one at a time.
Exactly.
That's Arsenale Lockpoint. Right. Okay. So Jira Dataplane, why should I buy it?
Right. So Jira Dataplane is for real-time analytics and analysis of data focused on the needs of managers who are trying to understand their projects and their team's performance within Jira.
Okay. So before we end, this video wouldn't be possible if not C Prime had given us the table.
Right.
So you guys say thank you, C Prime.
Thank you, C Prime.
Thank you very much, C Prime. We appreciate your table space.
Thank you, C Prime. Bye.